morning, West Coast. Good afternoon, East Coast. And hello to everybody in between and outside. Hope you are all having a great Sunday. It's Ian the Off Kilter Crafter, and yeah, it's Sunday. I am back home, of course, from the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show. That's what I did last week. If you haven't already checked that out, make sure to go check out the live video that I did from that show. It was an hour long. Very warm, but a lot of fun, and I hope you have had the chance to go look at it. If you haven't, make sure to go check it out. It was a lot of fun, and it's such a unique show, like such an incredibly unique and different show, so really glad I got the chance to go see that. We've got Linda, we've got Cindy, Living Greenland is here, Melody, Teresa, Ken, Flicky Cheeky, Barbara. Barbara is saying, Ian, I'm so happy to be here for a live. Well, I'm happy you're here. Christine, did I already say that? No, I didn't. Katie's here. Loki is here. Hey, Loki. How's South Africa doing? Donnell. Got a lot of people here today. Flicky Chicky says, hey, anyone doing Village Green in small? I've got a question on clue 3. Flicky Chicky, you can email me, because I get both the large and small clue, instructions. I get the instructions for both the large and small clue. Feel free to email me and I can help you out with that. Susan's here. Hi. Welcome. Brenda is here. Wendy is here. Pat Boo is here. Pat says, hey, it's been a minute. Glad to catch you live. Loving Sisters. It was a beautiful there, and the quilts too. Absolutely, Pat. Let's see what else we got. Everyone's just saying hello. Tiffany's here. Hi, Tiffany. It's almost nap time, so she'll get ready to lay down here in a minute. No big deal. She will be going live later today, so make sure to check out her channel. Don't forget, you can type !friends into the chat, and that will activate the friends that I have here on the channel. Jackie's here. I think I already said Jackie, but Jackie's here. Kathy's here from Illinois. Loki says, South Africa is cold. I'm ready for summer. I am ready for summer to go away. It has been far too hot here. We've had yet another very warm summer. It feels like that we are just keep getting warm summer after warm summer after warm summer. And by warm, I mean like hot, like ridiculously hot. So yeah, it's been a little not so good here. It's actually cloudy right now, surprisingly. Oh, it's raining too. I see it. It's raining and it's cloudy right now, which is very unusual. But yeah, it's been really just ugly. I don't like the heat here at all. Flicky Cheeky says, I hung out with Ellie and Dee last weekend at the International Quilt Festival. How fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. Diane says, good afternoon from Massachusetts. Hello, Massachusetts. Excuse me there. I got one of these new, I hadn't seen these before. It's called Liquid Death. Liquid Death. This is not sponsored. But they've come out with, they usually do sparkling water, but they've come out with a peach tea. And I'm a huge fan of peach tea. And so I thought, why not get one? So. Sheila is here. Hello. Welcome. Susan said, oh my, we had a great June and now skipped into autumn here in the UK. Lucky you. I would take autumn any day. I wish, yeah, it's too hot here. We've been steadily in the 100-degree temperatures. I don't remember what that is in Celsius. Is that like 30 degrees Celsius? 32 degrees Celsius? I think it's somewhere around in there. Flicky Cheeky says it's aiming for 106 here today. I'm sitting in front of the fan. I have my ceiling fan on. You can see the quilt behind me moving a little bit because I got the ceiling fan on. I've actually been trying to not run my air conditioner, and so far it's been okay. I will run it at night. I need it at night. There's no way I can't, but I actually just like turn on all the fans during the day, and it seems to work. So, anywho, I don't know what we're doing today. We're doing some more of the, hey Jan, welcome. We're doing some more of the, oh, Rochelle with 3 L's this year. Hello. We're working some more on the like puzzling blocks that Tiffany has taught me how to do from her video We're going to just work some more on those. And I just literally thought, why don't we just sit, chat, do some sewing, nothing too crazy. I honestly did not know what I wanted to do today, so I chose one of the projects that's ongoing because I honestly would like to get some projects off my plate. Doreen says, tornado watch this morning in Massachusetts. I'm so sorry. Sewing with Luane is here. Hey gang, how's everybody doing? I'm doing all right this afternoon. So Sheila says we escaped the European heat wave so far here. Good. I'm so glad to hear that. Well, Jackie says it was 118 yesterday in Phoenix and broke the old record. As I came back from the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show, I passed through Phoenix. Going up from DFW, I went through Colorado, which was amazing. I'd never been to that airport before, and there are like outdoor spaces that you can go onto. They're not very big. They're small outdoor spaces, but it was wonderful because, you know, when you get into an airport, a lot of times you don't have access to the outside anymore. Like you can't get some air or whatever. But the terminal that I was in was amazing because at the very end of it, it was brand new part of the airport. There was an outdoor seating and there was like a little fire pit, stuff like that. Beautiful, beautiful little seating area. You do get the smell of jet fuel every now and again, but I really liked it out there and it was wonderful. So if I need to make a connecting flight, I'm going to try and book it through Colorado now because that was a really great experience having those outdoor spaces. So it was wonderful. Lan is here. She says she's happy to be home from Sisters. It was a great show, but ready to be home after a week. It was a really good show. I really did enjoy that a lot. I'm going to have to go back again. I don't know if next year is going to happen or not, but I definitely need to go back. I definitely need to check it out again because now that I have a lay of the land and I understand it better, I'll know better how to attack like seeing the show because I did not see probably half the quilts that were there. It is such a big show and spread out over such a wide area. So I'll definitely have to go back and check that out. I did get a comment on one of my that video, the live video that I broadcasted from Sisters, from somebody who said that they had watched 25 minutes of that video and I talked too much and did not show enough quilts. So thank you for your feedback. I appreciate it. Sorry that I talked too much for you, and I hope that you will hopefully in the future enjoy my other videos. That's what happens on YouTube sometimes, right? Oh, well. Rochelle asked, what is on the top of your the cone on your cool shirt? So this shirt that I'm wearing right here is, this is a Disney shirt. It is an unofficial Disney merch shirt, basically. And it is the Space Mountain that's sitting on top of the ice cream cone. I love Space Mountain. It's one of my favorite rides. I prefer the California version better than the Florida version. But yeah, that's what's sitting on top of it. And I put this shirt on today, and due to some medication changes, I have started to gain, I had lost some weight, and then I put weight back on, and probably even a little bit more. So my shirts are fitting a little tight. Yeah, so, yeah, we'll just leave it there. That was a little, ooh. Flicky Cheeky asks, what airport? Phoenix is a vile airport if you have less than a 2-hour connection. I did pass through the Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport coming back, went up through Colorado, and then came down through Phoenix. And thankfully I had it was almost exactly a 2-hour layover. I actually walked the entire airport. The last time I was in the airport, I was actually in for QuiltCon. And there was a whole section of the airport that had not officially opened yet, and I got to see it this time because it was now officially open. That was about 1.5 years ago that I was in Phoenix the first time, so I actually got to see that part. It was really cool, really, really cool. I'm so glad. So Terry says, I enjoyed your tour of Sisters as well. I'm so glad. Yep, Flicky Cheeky says, I'm back on steroids and 0 heat or sun tolerance. Absolutely. I remember having to take steroids when I had a sinus infection one time and I could not be out in the sun. They were like, stay out of the sun. I'm like, you bet, you got it. Pat Boo, you know, hey, if that's, they felt the need to leave the feedback, and that's fine. Whatever they want to do, it's fine. It just makes me laugh. Just makes me laugh. It's fine. Anywho, Yo Patty G, what up? Yo Patty G says, hello Ian, how are you doing today? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Jackie says, I loved your sister's video and loved your take on the quilts. Thank you. I appreciate that. I thought I did a pretty good job. I mean, being my first time to see the show and like not knowing what I was doing, I felt like I did okay. Just saying. Just saying. Hey, MJ, welcome. You know, we are, what, 11 minutes in, and I've yet to sew a single stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I have one of these blocks that I have, it's a pre-made block. I was doing some testing with it. So I'm going to go ahead and just start sewing. I'm literally sewing. You can see my scraps. That was hard because I forgot that I had put my ruler there. I have a whole bunch of scraps over here in this bin. I'm just going to start pulling scraps out and attaching them onto my blocks, or just sewing them together, really. That's all I'm going to be doing. So we're just going to chat and say hello and, you know, do all that while I'm sewing on this. That's what we're doing today. It's literally all we're going to be doing today. Yes, Sewing with Luane says, I'm surprised that the public display of quilts was only one day, as I thought it was longer. It is one day because it's not a good, you know, I would hate for my quilt to be outside longer than the like 8 or 12 hours that it's, I don't know what time they start setting up those quilts. Like, it is very early in the morning that they are setting up the, did my needle just, no, okay. I thought my needle came unthreaded and I was like, what? I would hate for my quilt to be sitting outside overnight or, you know, anything like that. So I think it's surprising that they do it that way, but I like that because I don't want my quilt out there days and days and days, right? And especially, I know that bleaching doesn't happen immediately. It takes time for the quilt to be bleached out, but the longer it's sitting in the sun, the more likely it's going to start fading. So yeah, it was, I have this ruler, but this one's too big. Hold on, let me grab my smaller ruler. And yes, I'm wearing gym shorts. I didn't feel like changing into like my cargo shorts or anything. I just felt like, you know, I was like, whatever, it's fine. They can deal with me in my gym shorts. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Flaky Cheeky says, if you don't want to see a quilt show without, if you want to see a quilt show without commentary, go on your own. Hey, you know, again, that's her feedback. I assume it's a her. Could have been dude. I don't know. Could have been non-binary. I don't know who it is. But hey, if they want to give the feedback, more power to them, you know. Let's see. Debbie Dunn says, I'm unseeing. Was that a autocorrect? Did autocorrect hit you? I'm not sure what that means. Yo Petty G says, I like watching YouTube videos where the host talks too much and wears funky shirts. Well, I'm so glad that you're spending time with me, because that's me. That's definitely me. Sheila asks, would batiks fade in the sun outside? That is a possibility. That is an absolute possibility. So that's why I'm happy that my quilt wasn't hanging out there for much longer than the day. Another thing that I noticed, and it made me a little nervous because, it's outside, so you have the wind, you have elements that are out there, and my quilt was hanging in front of a storefront. I think it was a restaurant, actually. And as the wind was blowing it, it was brushing up against, like, there was a sign on the railing, and there's a whole bunch of different things. And at one point, I caught my quilt had been blown up onto the porch of this shop or restaurant or whatever it was. And so the front of it was actually resting on the handrail. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about like the elements that it could be subjected to. No, I'm not upset by any stretch of the imagination. That is not a fault of the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show. It's just a consideration and something that I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that. You know, it's interesting that there are some other things that you have to think about rather than your typical quilt show, you know? So I was like, oh, that's really interesting. So, does that make sense? It's just something that you're like, oh, I never thought about that. It's a very unique show, though. Really, really love it. Lynn says they started before 7 a.m. as we got there about 7, and the firemen were already climbing the ladders to hang the quilt. That's the other cool thing is like they get the firemen to hang the quilts on the highest point on the stitching post. So sad I didn't actually get to go into the stitching post. There were way too many people in there. Very, very busy, couldn't get inside, and I will have to go out there again. Oh, Debbie says stupid autocorrect. Unsewing is the word. Got it. Got it. Debbie is unsewing today, apparently. I'm so sorry that you're having to do that. Are you and Jack becoming very familiar today? Sheila says in gym shorts. Yep, that's me. Yes, batiks fade like, yeah. So it can definitely happen. Ooh, Jackie says, Ian and Tiffany, I have a layer cake and fat quarter bundle of Tula's line work. Any pattern suggestions? Both, let's see, fat quarter and layer cake. So with the layer cakes, Tiffany and I and Becca and Teresa, we all did our own thing with our layer cakes for the challenge. I really loved, that is not hot yet, so I'm going to give that a second. I loved what Tiffany did with her layer cake of line work. So Tiffany, I don't know if I think you made that pattern up if I remember correctly. A lot of times when I need inspiration for something, I'll type in like what fabric I have, and I'll type in like layer cake free pattern. Layer cake free pattern or something like that. And usually I'll go through the image search on Google and start looking at the results that come up. And a lot of times I'll get inspiration that way. Pat Boo said, I saw your quilt. That's awesome. Lois says, hey, Ian and all, just popping in for a quick hello. Hello. Shopping day with my son. Awesome. So glad that you're getting to spend time with your son today. Ian, a question was asked in one of the lives yesterday. Have you noticed the last couple of Cotton Cuts puzzle mystery quilt clues fabric fraying? Blah, 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 blah. That was a whole mouthful for me to say. I have not noticed it too badly. I know that my colorway of Aster is using Art Gallery fabric, so it feels a little different and it acts a little different. So, but I have not noticed anything fraying atrociously different than any other colorway or any other fabric that I've used. So no, I haven't noticed that personally. That doesn't mean that it hasn't happened to others, but yeah. A giant napkin. I missed that somewhere. I must have missed another part of that. Flaky Cheeky says, Aster is awful. I've had complete blocks fall apart because it is poplin, not a quilting cotton. Oh, that's interesting. Christina is also unsewing today. I'm so sorry. Nora says, hi, Ian. Enjoyed your sister's quilt tour. I'm so glad. So glad that you did. Tiffany just put in a link to the collaboration that we all did together. So if you want to check out some ideas for using a layer cake, you can go check out that video where we talk about what we are doing and who's doing what and all that kind of stuff. So check that out. Tiffany's going to go take a nap now. See you later. Tiffany, thanks for stopping by. by saying goodbye to her. Hello, Karen. Welcome. Yeah, I've never worked with art gallery fabric before, so this was a new one for me, and I'm still learning about it and like what all that means. And I will have to cut some more of that because that's not going to take me as far as I was hoping for. Wendy says I had to unsew today as well. She said unsee, but she meant unsew. As well as today, use be the rain. It must be the rain? That's what I'm going with. I'm going to go with that as what you meant to say. All right, let's trim this up. I don't like how big this is, so I'm going to trim it up into a smaller chunk. Karen asked, did your quilt make it back safely? It has not. They shipped it on, I want to say they shipped it on Thursday. So it should be back here next week. Should be at the, I did get a tracking number for it, so it should be back here around Wednesday of this week. So I'll be excited to get it back. It's probably too thick, but that's okay. What is happening here? Apparently I can't line up a ruler today. That is what's happening. Apparently today my brain is just like, nope, we're just not doing the brain thing today. Yeah, so my quilt has not made it back yet. I am keeping tabs on it with my AirTag. It registered yesterday at 8 in a UPS, because they shipped it UPS. It is in a UPS warehouse in Salt Lake City. So I assume starting tomorrow, it should continue making its journey this way, and I should have it by Wednesday. That's what I'm thinking. For me, art gallery fabric, die cut, and hand piecing makes for a very bad project. I'm so sorry to hear that. Guys, if you signed up for Carnival, those will be shipping at the end of the month. Remember, Carnival will ship the last month, or excuse me, the last week of each month, the last Friday of each month. And then your Village Green clues will ship the first Friday of every month. I couldn't think there for a second. So look for Village Green. You can still sign up for Village Green too. They are doing a, Cotton Cuts has asked all of the influencers to mention that you can still purchase a Village Green, but you've got to hurry, or excuse me, not Village Green, Carnival. You can still purchase Carnival if you are interested in signing up for Carnival, but you got to hurry because they usually close them off for usually around the 3rd month. So this month we'll make 1 month, then we'll have August, and then about September is usually when they cut it off. But don't wait. Purchase today. You can use my code IANCARNIVAL and get a free gift with your first clue. Let's see. I did mean unsew, and yes, must be the rain. I gotcha. I got there. Art gallery fabric is my new favorite fabric. So silky soft Ruby Star is similar. It does feel different. Karen asked, don't those AirTags die at some point? Yes, they do, but they have replaceable batteries. So I can actually take the battery out. It takes one of those, not button batteries, but one of the coin batteries. So I can actually unstitch, because it's in between the back of my quilt and the label on my quilt. So I'll just unpick those stitches, because I did that by hand. Unpick those, swap out the batteries, put it back in, sew it back in. It'll be good to Pat Boo says, how's it sewing? So far, so good. I need to cut some more pieces off. The Purple Wall. Hello, I don't think I've seen you on my channel before. Hello, the Purple Wall. Hello, Ian. The quilt behind you is stunning. If you haven't already talked about it, sorry, I'm jumping in late. No worries. This is the Piazza quilt from Cotton Cuts. This was the big reveal from Piazza, and it's just stunning. I can't wait to get it. I cannot wait to get it quilted. It's not quilted. It's just the quilt top right now. Where's the end? I can't reach the end. It's just the quilt top right now. I haven't actually put, you see, it's just the quilt top. But I love it so much. I can't wait to, I had to put it up because it's just so beautiful. Sorry, it's dripping. I'm hoping so, Jan. Oh, the Purple Wall, totally. Voice to text gets me every single time. Some of my friends are always like, what are you trying to say? And I'm like, I'm sorry. My bad. Thank you, Rochelle. Greatly appreciate that. Let's see. Jackie asks, Ian, do you know when the complete Carnival ships? It should be, if you purchase, because this time with Carnival, you can purchase the whole kit all at once instead of having to get it month to month. If you did that, it should ship out with the first clue. So you should be getting the whole set. If you ordered everything all at the same time, you should be getting it with your first clue. Oh no, that sucks. I hate when that happens, Donnell. We're gonna go this way now. Cut that off, put that there. Flicky Chicky says, I'm thinking I want to big stitch Bluebell when it's done. The fabric is a heavier feeling. I don't know which brand of fabric that one is. Auntie L says, hey Ian and all, just finished my clue 9 of Piazza and we'll start putting it together tomorrow. Awesome. Jan is going to be doing a hot air balloon. How fun. I'll be doing petting zoo in the large. So if you are interested in following along exactly, you can get the, or you can't get the petting zoo anymore, but if you're doing petting zoo, that's the one I'll be working on. Petting zoo is sold out, unfortunately. There is a chance that they will still get fabric in, so make sure to sign up on the wait list if you are interested in getting to be a part of the petting zoo. But I'll be doing the large, and if you're doing a large, that is that will match up with what I'm doing. I'm just be doing a different colorway than you. So just because I'm doing petting zoo doesn't mean that my videos won't work if you're doing like ring toss or something like that. You'll just have to remember that I'm doing a different colorway, and so a few things might look a little different. I may refer to a fabric in mind that you're like, wait, I don't have that. Bluebell is Morris & Company Free Spirit. Got it. I usually like Free Spirit fabric pretty well. Free Spirit to me does some really nice fabrics. Usually. Auntie L is going to be doing a small bomb pop. Which airport in Colorado? I was at the Denver, Colorado airport. I believe. I think it was Denver. Pretty sure. My brain is like... That trip was so much fun, but goodness gracious, I'm still trying to like catch up from getting back from my trip. There's just been so much going on. It's been a lot. So, oops, missed. So yeah, I'm still trying to catch up a little bit. Still trying to catch up. I'll get there though. Whoops. I'm also trying to work a little bit ahead because I have some things coming up on my calendar that I am trying to prep for. So I'm trying to prep a lot of things ahead of time so that way I don't get really far behind. Florence says, I'm so excited about the Cotton Cuts Carnival. I've never done Sew Along or Block of the Months due to, I'm waving back and forth because my stand for my camera is right in the way. Due to I'm going to do a Sew Along with you, I chose Cotton Candy. Awesome. That'll be a lot of fun. I just splashed tea into my eye. Oh boy. Flicky Cheeky says, I'm doing mine in small. I don't need the bigger quilt. I need a bigger quilt. And then I add extra borders onto mine. In fact, I went ahead and ordered the extra borders for my Aster because I found some really good prices on the fabrics that are included in it. So I went ahead, I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I went ahead and bought my extra border fabric so that way I can start figuring it out. Purple Wall is going to be working on Skydiver in the small. The Purple Wall, for some reason I connected the comment above yours of which airport in Colorado and yours, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that the Skydiver airport is small. It's not, two unrelated comments completely. Living in Greenland is going to be doing a large bomb pop and hot air balloon. How awesome. Flicky Cheeky says, I like Bluebell. It's the favorite of the three. Such nice, thick, dense fabric. Don't. We're not going there. We're going to keep going. I see that smile. I see that smile. Shh, shh, shh. Lavender is Hoffman Batiks and I don't like it. It kills needles. I'm so sorry. Sewing with Luane. Denver is the conspiracy airport and has cool gargoyles named Gary who may or may not talk to you. I have heard many of the conspiracy theories. I wanted more time to explore that airport. I only was in like the B concourse. I didn't get time to go look at the rest of it, but yeah, it's some of the conspiracy theories out there for that airport are just wild. I was like, this is crazy. Sheila? Becky says, nah, we adults, we don't smile. Cackle maybe. Oh boy. Wendy asks, when will your beautiful fox quilt be done? I don't know yet. I am still waiting for my quilter to quilt my vortex. And so once I get my vortex back, I will start looking into getting this one dropped off and getting the fox dropped off and all that. So I don't know, hopefully sooner rather than later. Shh. Shh. Don't make me come over there, Sheila. But yeah. Hopefully it'll get done sooner rather than later. Lynn is doing the large funnel cake as well and a ring toss and always add borders to make them bed size. I love that Cotton Cuts lets me do the large size because there's so much, it's so much better for me since I'm 6'2". I can add those borders on and can actually have a quilt that I can fit under. Joan is here. Hi, Ian and everybody else. I'm doing the small ring toss. I can't wait to get to it. I'm getting anxious. I know. I'm so ready to get started on it. Hopefully hopefully soon. I'm waiting for my package in the mail. I usually get mine just a step earlier than everybody else because, of course, I make the tutorial videos. So usually Cotton Cuts is awesome and will try to get my package to me. Any of the influencers, they try to get their packages out to them just a hair early, so that way we're able to kind of set up and get ready for clue number 1. But I haven't received my package yet, and I'm hoping that it'll be here within the next week or so. Mike asked, do you still craft? Sometimes. I just brought out my Cricut recently. I was working on a gift for a friend and needed some, I needed a, not fussy, but like dress up an envelope. So I did do that, and I'm actually working on a card right now for a friend of mine. And I want to I have the perforation blade, and I want to make it so that the perforation pops open on the card. So I do still craft sometimes. I've mostly switched over to sewing, but a lot of times I stick to or I still do craft every now and again. Flicky Cheeky says, I'm 5'4", small is good couch size. Absolutely, makes perfect sense. Luane asks, so any other rejections for your small 4-letter word quilt? Not yet. I'm still waiting to hear. I'm still wondering if it's going to be a part of the show in August. I haven't heard anything from them, so I'm still assuming it's in the show, but you never know. So I have not heard any more rejections as of yet, but you never know. Take it one show at a time. And a lot of shows I'm noticing don't do the smaller sized quilts, because it's the, that one is, I think it's either 13 by 13 or 14 by 14, I can't remember. But it's a small size quilt, and a lot of shows I'm entering don't have categories or don't even deal with smaller quilts. So I'm kind of, you know, almost having a little bit of a hard time finding shows to put it in. It happens. Mike says, I miss your card crafting. Nothing wrong with sewing. Absolutely. I totally understand. And maybe one of these times I might diversify one of these lives and do card making instead, just to kind of randomize things a little bit. I keep missing my trash. But I've just, honestly, I'm going to tell you, I haven't really felt inspired to do card crafting in a long time. It just doesn't speak to me like it used to. I used to, you know, create a card every week, but it just hasn't felt like something I really want to do. I haven't felt inspired by it, you know? So I'll get back around to doing some more, I'm sure. It's not gone for good, but I'm not feeling it, you know? Karen asks, what is the throat space on your machine, Ian? I don't remember off the top of my head. It's at least 8 inches here on my ruler. It's at least 8 inches. I think it's closer to 9. It's about that. It's a good size throat space for when you're doing quilting and stuff. I've never done a full-size quilt on my domestic machine because it is a lot, but I could. All right, let's do another. So this is what I've got so far. And if I were to put it on point, it would look like this, but right now, this is what I have. So far, I'm gonna do probably one more, I think I'm gonna do one more row. And that's too short. Oh, that's a good idea. Flicky Cheeky says International had a ton of small quilts. Try for that for the Texas 2024 one. Absolutely, I may try to do that. It's also hard to keep up with all of the shows out there. I'm having to sort through the list, and like a lot of these shows, you're having to go out and find when the deadlines are, when they're starting to accept quilts, all that kind of stuff. I wish there was a way to sign up for a registry so that way you could just get an email of like, hey, this show has just opened up its acceptance. It would make things a lot easier, but there's just not that available. Hi Judy, welcome. Jan says, my favorite craft, I started doing postcards as greeting cards. Absolutely, that's a great way to do it. Purple Wall says, I watched you do the postcards. I just haven't jumped on board yet. That's all right. It is a lot of fun. I just put another postcard in the mail yesterday, in fact. Love doing postcards. They're so quick. They're so easy. It's just a lot of fun. Don't want to do that. That's really big. No, that's too big. I don't want that one. I want something smaller. I need something about 2 inches. I mean, you see all the, like, you can see all the mess that's over here. I'm literally just sifting through pieces of fabric. That might work, but I really want like a pattern of some kind. Oops. Might be able to do this one. Let's see if I can find another strip of that that's just as long. Nope. Can I do? Nope, that's too short. Too short. That's a good, maybe I should start a block off with that one. Dig through all of the mess that's in here. Nope, that's too short. Too short. I'm getting to like the point on this block where I don't have pieces that are long enough, but I really want to do one more. See, we already did that one on this one. Anna says, hello all, alternating between sewing and working. Awesome. Barbara says, I created some tags for organization stash or quilt style cards for gifts in the other, in the colors of the quilt. That's a good idea. I like that. Oh, wait, did I find one? Oh, it's too short. Dang it. Wendy says, if your machine is a 770, it's a 10-inch throat space. Thank you. Appreciate that. That is what this one is. Rochelle asks, online quilt guilds worth joining? It depends. If your quilt guild is... It just depends, I guess. There are some... I'm a part of a online quilt guild that I barely go to meetings. I need to go to more. It's fun. I enjoy it, but a lot of times they don't have quite the perks that in-person quilt groups do. But if you're like somewhere that doesn't have access to them, then they're great. They're absolutely great. Auntie L says, I received my first quilted postcard this week. How fun. The online quilt guild that I'm a member of is there is no cost to be in it, which is why I kind of end up forgetting about the meetings a lot of times is because there's no cost for me to attend. Ooh, I think I can do this. I think I might be able to do this one. Let's see. So a lot of times I'll accidentally forget about it, to tell you the truth. So for me, no big deal. Oh, I think this will just make it, I think. Jackie says, I'm doing a small sky flyer for my granddaughter that loves anything blue. How fun. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that, Ken. Sean has a guild. It is free. Next meeting is the last Sunday of the month. Very cool. I assume that's Sean, the guy who sews. Is that correct? Scott says, look at that hair, looking really great today. Thank you so much. It's the humidity. That's what it is, Scott. It is the humidity. And I also need to get a haircut because it's getting too long. I'm overdue for my haircut. I really need to get that done. In fact, I think I'm going later today to get my haircut. Where's my end? Here it is. I think the Modern Quilt Guild, which does QuiltCon, has an online guild. The Modern Quilt Guild, I don't believe that they have an official sponsored group. However, there are some online guilds that are members of the Modern Quilt Guild. So it's not that they specifically have an online guild, it's that there are a guild that signed up to be a Modern Quilt Guild member. Does that make sense? Barb says, good afternoon, Ian and all. I'm working on my legit kit today, the Eagle. Excellent. Lots and lots of small little pieces. I know I'm starting to run out of the bigger pieces to work on for Margot the Boxer. So I'm having to start switching over to the much smaller pieces, and I don't enjoy that as much. Rochelle says, I'll look into Sean's. Thanks. I have a goal of a 2025 QuiltCon entry, but need to join. Also, you can join as an individual member for the Modern Quilt Guild. So you don't have to join a Modern Quilt Guild in order to get into Modern Quilt Guild. You can do an individual membership from the Modern Quilt Guild website, if that makes sense. Anna says, does anyone have a pattern suggestion for ombre fabric? I have 5 yards and 3 yards piece that fade and change colors, and I struggle to find patterns. I don't know of one off the top of my head. I have not worked with ombre fabric before, so I don't have one off the top of my head, but oh, phooey. This one's not long enough. I don't have one, unfortunately. But usually if you type into Google and do an image search, you're usually able to find patterns pretty quickly. That's how I do mine. Rochelle says, yes, Modern Quilt Guild is in Oklahoma for me, but that's a few hours away. You could always be a member of their guild if you wanted to, but you can always be your own individual member as well. Mama Harden says, hi Ian, I'm stitching another butterfly since I have been going to a lot of appointments. I haven't been doing a lot of crafting. When I get my surgery on my spine, I hope to do more. I hope that surgery goes well for you, by the way. Judy says, traveling in a car in remote upstate New York, probably going to lose connection. Totally gotcha. Now I understand. Helps when I use context clues. Shoot. I thought I was going to have enough, but I forgot to add on the extra. So what am I going to do? I don't know. Oh, there's a suggestion. Barbara says, look up Jennifer Samporo? Poro? Sorry, I totally butchered that name. The Ombre Designer. That's a good idea. Go check that one out. I'm just like this short. Do I have any more of this fabric? I got like little scraps of it. Do I have like one piece? Just give me like one piece of it. That's all I need. Oops. Well, I'm throwing stuff on the floor. That's what's happening. I just need one more little piece. I don't think I do. I think I'm out. All right, we're going to have to Frankenstein it. We're going to have to Frankenstein it together. Yep, Frankenstein it is. Okay. Frankenpiece it. Yep, you were right. That's what we're going to do. Yeah, I can, Pat. And that's what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to go through and Frankenstein it together. I was just hoping that I could find another one, but nope. I cannot. Oh, I like that, Ken. Poverty piece it. Yep, that's what I'm gonna have to do. Zoe with Luane says, "Hey Ian, I've hit it big time. Becca has subscribed to me." I was like, "Oh my God, she does know who I am. That's amazing." Yeah, Pat, absolutely. Pat says, "Who will know? Nobody." You were right. You were absolutely right. Nobody will know. It's so funny too because in my Daydreamer quilt, I had to do a little fixing. I had to do a little Frankensteining of pieces because I didn't quite get it the way I wanted it. And so I had to do a little bit of Frankenstein, and nobody notices. Nobody notices it yet. Flicky Cheeky says, "Did you see that the Tula Pink Stitch It box from Cotton Cuts hasn't sold out yet?" I did see that, and I am very tempted to purchase it, but I just bought a whole bunch of fabric, so I'm kind of fabric poor at the moment. I would love to purchase the like super big box of it so that I could just go absolutely crazy with it, but I just don't have the funds right now, so But if you're interested, if you want to play around with some Everglow and neons, excuse me, from Tula Pink's newest collection, you can head over to Cotton Cut's website, cottoncuts.com, and look for the Stitch It, search for the Stitch It box. And it is still available as of last night. When I checked last, it was still available for you to purchase. Yup. All right, let's see if this is long enough now. Just freaking barely. I'll have to be spot on, but I think I can make it work. But yeah, I still saw that I was kind of surprised, to be honest. And it's not just like 1 or 2 boxes. There's still a good, the last time I checked at least, there were still a good amount of boxes of those Stitch It kits available. I was very surprised because normally the Tula Pink like sells out as soon as those Stitch It boxes go on sale. And there were still some available last night, which really surprised me. Wendy, what is Stitch It? So if you head over to the Cotton Cuts website, they do this box every month. They release it on the 15th of every month. And there are 3 different sizes. There's the mini, the small, and the large, I think. I don't remember the names, but basically they are boxes of pre-cut fabrics, squares, triangles, I think rectangles, a lot of different size, a lot of different shapes. And then basically you can dig into this box and put together your own block using the different shapes. So it's all pre-cut, you don't have to do any cutting or anything like that. But it's like free form playtime where you can just pull things out of the box and lay them out how you want to and then sew them together. And you can make, not boxes, you can make full quilt blocks with it. You can make like table runners. You could make placemats, or the options are pretty much endless. I would like to get the big one and then turn it into like a tote bag. I think that would be a really cool one. But cottoncuts.com, search for the Stitch It. Go into the search, type in Stitch It, and then it'll pull up the different kits that are available. It is still available now. I just ordered another one. How cool. Katie asks, how does a person send snail mail to you? Send me an email. Send an email to offkiltercrafterian@gmail.com, and we'll talk about how to get something my direction. Yeah, it's pre-cut pieces in assortment, and you can just have fun with it and put it all together. It's a lot of fun. Thank you. Flicky Cheeky says that there is the quick size, which has 150 pieces. The mini has 250 pieces, and then the super has 400 pieces available for you to use in them. Really, really fun kits. I have not had the chance to get one yet, but I would love to get my hands on that, especially the Tula Pink one. I think that would be a lot of fun. All right, you can kind of tell I Frankenstein this one, but that is okay. No big deal. So it will look either like this, or maybe if I figure out a way to put it on point, it might look like this. I don't know, haven't decided yet, but here is another block created for that. I want to use these, I think. Somebody just send me a message. Nothing major at this moment. I have my notifications turned off during live events, and sometimes my computer will still show them. And so sometimes I will be like, what did I miss? What's happening? Who's there? I do need to square this block up a little bit because it is a little wonky on one side. So I'm going to quickly square this up, I think. Ooh. Ouch. My elbow just popped really loudly. There we go. And then I'm going to come in on this side. There we go. All right, so that is now, oh, that's what that noise was. I just knocked all sorts of stuff down on the floor, but there we go. All right, so this is what it looks like on point, but more than likely in the quilt, it'll end up looking like this because I don't think I'll have a way to put it on point in the actual quilt, but that's what it looks like. There you go. Let's see. Rochelle asked, question for any quilt show knowledgeable. Can quilts entered into a show be quilted with embroidery machine as long as it has 3 layers? Yes. I have seen quilts that have been embroidered. So yes, as long as it's the 3 layers, you have your backing, your batting, and your front, you're good. Katie is here and says, hi all. It looks great. If they look that close, they aren't your friend. I like that opinion. All right, let's put another one together, shall we? I'm gonna pop this over here. What time are we at? Oh, it's only 2. Yeah, let's put another block together. I don't know what I want to do for this next block, though. I think I want to start it off with some Cheshire Cats. But I don't know what I want to do. We're just going to play. That's what we're going to do. You are very welcome, Rochelle. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Can I put that there? Will that stay? Yes, that will stay. Awesome. Jackie says, I just ordered the 400 piece Tula box. I'm going to share it with my daughter. That'll be awesome. I'm sure she'll have a great time with that. Excuse me. Wendy says, I love the Tula cats. They glow in, they do. Does this fabric glows in the dark? Are you sure? Luane asks, how is the power grid holding up there with all the high temperatures that I've been hearing about? So, funny story. So far it's been okay for me. I have had a few power blinks where the power literally is just like goes off and then comes back on. So it hasn't been horrible, but it has been. So far holding in there, but I've been doing my part and I've been not running my air conditioner during the day, but it's still, yeah, Texas grid. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. I wonder, I have the, hold on, I'm gonna be off camera for a second, but you can still hear me because I have, let's see, I have, I wonder if I could do, I don't know. We're going to try something. I don't know if this is going to come out great at all, but I'm going to try something. Let's see. That's a 7. This is a 6. 6.5. What do I want to do? Do I want to do 6.5 or do I want to do, I'm going to do the smaller one. Donnell is taking a breather, then back to cutting and ironing fabric to make table runners and hot pads for my Etsy store. That's awesome. Donnell, do you want to pop into the chat the name of your Etsy store so that people know what it is? Right, National Power Grid. I wish. Thank you, Texas, for not wanting to be a part of the National Grid. I'm not bitter. Not me. Okay, so what I have is... Oh yeah, I could totally do this. I have one of these triangles on a roll, and I've never worked with this before, so why not do it on a live? Great idea, right? I don't know. Seemed like a fun thing to do. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I have 2 pieces of fabric. I don't know what you're supposed to do or how you're supposed to do this, but we're just gonna wing it. We're just gonna wing it. It's totally fine. Hey Adam, welcome. Quilt with Sheila. Is this the Sheila? The Sheila of the Puzzle Mystery Quilt? Sheila says, hi from 7 a.m. in New Zealand winter. This is so fun. I'm so glad that you're here. Adam says, hi, just swinging by. Love the Cheshire Cats. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, I'm going to try and do this. I don't know if it's going to work out, but I'm going to try. Math Geek says, go for it. I'm a recent convert to triangles on a roll. We can learn together. That's right. All right, so you're supposed to like sew on these lines. And then you cut it, so there's like dotted lines that you sew on. If I had like a multi-camera system, I would definitely set it up, but I don't. I am gonna drop my stitch length down because you're supposed to, it's kind of like sewing on the paper piecing. So I am gonna drop my stitch length down. But you are supposed to sew on the dotted lines, and then when it's all said and done, you will then, what am I trying to think of? Cut on the solid lines. That's what I'm trying to say. Blah. Couldn't think of the words. Couldn't think of what I was trying to say. The good thing is it has arrows to show you which way you're supposed to go. So that's good. Oh, I just broke a thread. I heard it go click, and I was like, I bet I just broke thread, and I sure did. I'm gonna lift the needle up, bring the presser foot up, so that way I can rethread. And I'll go back a couple of stitches, catch what I missed, and go from there. Oh, it is the Sheila that I'm thinking of. Sheila, it's so good that you're here. Thank you for joining me. I'm glad that you are here, and we have been talking about the Puzzle Mystery Quilt here this morning, afternoon, and or evening, depending on where you are. We've been talking about the Puzzle Mystery Quilt Carnival a lot. People have been saying which colorway that they're going to be a part of. Can't wait to get started with that one. So those who are unfamiliar, Sheila, the Sheila in the chat right now, she is the one that comes up with the designs for the Puzzle Mystery Quilts. She works with Kim Moose of Cotton Cuts. They work together and come up with the Puzzle Mystery Quilt each year. So When you hear me talking about Sheila and you're like, why is he talking about the Puzzle Mystery Quilt with Sheila? It's because she's one of the major reasons that the Puzzle Mystery Quilt came to be. Katie says that she loves her half square triangle paper. It makes her life so much easier. This is literally the first time I'm trying it, so I'm super excited to see what happens. Hey Donna, Donna from Handmade by Ying is here. Thanks for stopping by, Donna. Welcome. Adam. Oh, funny story. So Adam says, it's fascinating. We can hear things change with the machine. My Juki, I can hear the metal bobbin getting more rattly when it becomes empty. Okay, so funny story. I used to work at a theme park here in Texas. So obviously not Disney or Universal. And it was funny because as I was walking through the park, I worked there for 6 years or something like that. I don't remember the exact time frame. 6 or 10 years, I can't remember. And it was funny because I would be able to tell when a ride, I worked in entertainment. I was walking around the park a lot, doing different duties in different locations, and I would walk past a ride and I could hear when that ride sounded different. And I was like, oh, that ride sounds different. I bet you it's going to go down soon. And sure enough, within a couple of minutes, usually on the radio, because I carried one of the radios around with me, usually within a couple of minutes of me being like, that ride sounds different, it would go down for maintenance reasons. So yeah, you can definitely, I would get accustomed and attuned to the different sounds of those rides. And I could tell when, like on a drop tower, I could tell when the ride was about to drop because there were certain noises that I was hearing that would indicate, oh, it's about to drop. So it's really, really funny. Judy says, well, I didn't lose you, but back at the house. Ian, do you have a Facebook page? I do. I don't really use it. I actually use my Instagram more. So I have my Instagram, which is off Kilter Crafter Ian, and then of course here on YouTube. So YouTube and Instagram are kind of the two places that I spend most of my time. I have a Facebook page, but most of my Instagram just automatically goes over onto my Facebook page. So, yup. So Terry's doing the Village Green. Oh, I'm so glad that you're here. Sheila, I go live most of the time on Sundays at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So this is kind of my usual time to go live here on the YouTubes. All right, let's get lined up. We're going to go the opposite direction now. Man, if it's this easy to make half square triangles, I'm going to love this forever and ever and ever. Need one more stitch, I think. Lynn is working on a quilt from the Fat Quarter Shop that uses triangles on a roll. The whole quilt is triangles. Goodness gracious. A lot of triangles. Do I go? I guess I would go all the way. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm making a mess is what I'm doing. One more. Got it. Kind of had to do this like weird, I go up, I came back over, and now I'm going back down again. I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to do, but that's what I'm doing. But hopefully, Sheila, you would join me on Sundays. I would love to have you come hang out with us. We're a fun bunch. I would like to think we're a fun bunch, I'm just saying. Oh, man. Math Geek says you can sew without following the arrows too. Good to know. Let me make sure I got all these. Yep, I sewed on all of them, so we should be good. Ow! Sorry guys, I apologize. My chair, I'm always barefoot at home. I don't ever wear shoes when I'm home, and sometimes my chair, the wheel housing will, if I'm not paying attention, will crash into the back of my heel, and it hurts, and it like can literally cut my heel open. So, yep. Sheila says, sounds great. It's Monday morning here. Good morning on Monday morning. I spent Sunday sewing. I spent Sunday sewing can cozies for husband's golf trip. 20 done. Goodness gracious, that's a lot. Sounds like fun, but that is a lot. Where's my... There it is. All right, let's do some trimming. Come here. Sewing Luane, have you had a chance to puppy sit our favorite co-host? I have not recently. There may be a chance soon, though. I think I'm actually going over this evening to their house. So I will probably see our favorite co-host later this evening. I know, I don't like wearing shoes though. Not around the house. Shoes drive me crazy. I need to be barefoot. I do not like to wear shoes around the house at all. Where's my... I'm going to rip out some of the stitches that I took that are not needed, because I would like to save this fabric. This is a pretty good amount of fabric, and I don't want to waste it. Almost ripped this out. Flicky Cheeky wears flip-flops around the house. I hate flip-flops. I don't hate flip-flops. I hate any kind of indoor shoe. The only time, I don't even wear socks really. Barefoot and fancy free, absolutely. Adam, Adam says you need some Tula slippers. I mean, I wouldn't turn those down. Maybe I should make some for myself. Donna says, I only wear shoes outside, never inside. Exactly the same for me, Donna. All right, so that, I'm going to plop those back in there. Sheila just commented. Sheila from the UK says, my 18-year-old is saying no shoes or socks and diabetic. Sheila from New Zealand says lots of people here go barefoot even outside in the winter. Now that I will not do. I will not go barefoot other than a few steps out in the winter. It is too cold to be doing that. So yeah, I wear my shoes outside in the winter, but otherwise, if it's literally just like a couple of steps, I'll go outside and without wearing shoes, but if it's anything more than like 5 steps away, no thanks. No, thank you. Oops, I need to trim this side. I didn't trim this side yet. Oh, goodness. I'm so sorry, So Terry. My work shoes live in the garage. Donnell does not like to have their feet exposed. They at least have to have socks on. Fair enough. Adam asks, Ian, what do your classes... what do I classify as too small for scraps? Asking for a friend that keeps anything bigger than a... It just depends, really. Like, this to me would be a still usable scrap. But usually if it's anything kind of like this is maybe an inch wide, I'd probably throw this out because it's not really, there's not much I can do with this. So I have some bigger scraps, but like if it's like this size, no thanks, I'm done. I'm done. I don't do crumb quilting or anything like that, so, you know, I'm just kind of like, meh, no thanks. No thank you. So Terry, are you wearing shoes right now? All right. Oh, man. So Terry says, the doctor said it would take 12 to 18 months to heal and may always hurt. Oh, goodness. Sorry to hear that. Trying to get the paper off now. Flicky Cheeky says, I keep very few scraps. I don't really keep scraps. Just not my thing. I am not a scraps person for the most part. Donnell says, I tried crumb quilting. I couldn't release total power like that. I can't do anything less than 2 inches. Oh, my iPad just turned off, so I lost everything. Can't do anything less than 2 inches. I'm right there with you. Nothing smaller than 1 inch, says Donna. I did not learn my lesson. Oh, so Terry. I feel you, though. Hey, Candy, welcome. Good to see you. I really have to love a fabric to keep scraps, and most just turn into Dresden plate centers or hexie centers. That's a good way to go. Wendy says, not huge on scrap quilting, too OCD. I feel you on that. I have a hard time. No, don't do that. I do like these triangles on a roll. It's pretty fun. Kind of like it. Just made a whole bunch of small little... Mama Arden says, you sound a lot like my third-born daughter. She is in her late 30s and won't put on shoes unless she has to go to a place of business. Her 2 kids are the same way year-round. Hey, if it's cold, I will happily put shoes on. Absolutely. But around my apartment, I will not. I will wear socks. In the wintertime, I will wear socks. I did learn my lesson because this past winter I had my heels were cracking a lot, and so I did start wearing socks all winter, so I at least did that. Oh goodness, so Terry says it was a sewing machine table that fell over and attacked my foot, so beware. Goodness gracious, I'm so sorry. Auntie L says, I cut down my scraps to strips, nothing smaller than 2 inches. Rochelle says, I appreciate your kind heart, Ian. Thanks for the Sunday sews and chats. You are so welcome. I'm so glad that you are here, and I'm of course glad that everyone is here and wants to spend time with me. I appreciate it. Donna says, it just hit 100 degrees here south of Houston. Goodness. Yeah, see, like this is a scrap that I'm throwing away. I love this fabric, but I'm throwing away this scrap. What do I do with this? What do I do with it? No, nothing. That's what I do with it. I throw it away. Throw it away. Oh, man. It is 91 degrees. It has become sunny since we have started. Looks like these storms are moving away. Hey, Teresa, welcome. Teresa asked how hot. It is 91 degrees. We're going up to a high of 95. Teresa, are you going to go live today? I know everybody here would love to know, because it's usually me, and then later today, Teresa, if she decides to go live, she'll be live on her channel, and then, of course, Tiffany will go live on her channel later today as well. It's 105 in Phoenix, headed to 119. No, thank you. No, thank you. That's why I do not live in Phoenix. Yep, Teresa is going to go live today, so she's going to be going live today at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure to check out her channel later this afternoon when she is live. Ooh, that is hot. You think I'd learned by now? But no. But no. It's 103, headed to 106, 110, blah. Remind me where you are, Flicky Cheeky? Yeah, remind me where you're at, Flicky Cheeky? Can't remember off the top of my head. Donna says heat index is now 109. I don't even want to know what our heat index is at the moment. I haven't been paying attention. Aw, thank you, Sheila. I love Sunday Sews with you, Teresa, and Tiffany. We just appreciate y'all joining us. Excuse me. Los Angeles, that's right. Flicky Cheeky's in Los Angeles, where it will be 100 and... Where'd your comment go? 106 to 110. I lost your comment for a moment. Can't imagine the people on the picket, excuse me, I've been talking a lot and so my throat is getting dry. Can't imagine the people striking right now, the writers and the actors who are out on the picket lines in Los Angeles in that heat. Ugh, I can't. I hope they're drinking lots of water. Mama says, Ian, I put even my strings here, put them in a net fruit bag and hang them in the trees. The birds take them and build nests. Interesting. It's a great idea to like bring scissors close to my face. Sunny and 72 here in San Francisco. That sounds lovely. I miss Oregon. It was, my friends and I visited another one of my friends just outside of Portland, and we sat on her back porch, and it was like 92, I think it was, but it did not feel like it at all. It was wonderful. I sat outside. Like here in Texas, when it hits 90, you can't go outside, basically. It was really gorgeous to sit out on her back patio, though. It was just gorgeous. It was absolutely gorgeous. You can actually use your backyard patio furniture there, which here in Texas, you get like, what, 2 weeks? And then in the entire year, and that's it. That's it. Not so much the daytime highs that I hate. It's the fact that it stays in the 80s or 90s at night. Yes, that is something that I did enjoy a lot about Oregon, is it would get warm during the day. It would get upper 80s, 90s, but then it would fall back into like the 50s at night. It was wonderful. I carefully bin all strings. No foreign bodies allowed. I've seen too many wildlife with... Oh, okay. Gotcha. Good to know. Sheila asks, what are you making? I'm just making some like random scrap blocks. I put together the, for those who don't know, I put together the Mad Hatter's Tea Party quilt using the Tula Pink fabric from Curiouser and Curiouser, and there's a whole bunch of fabric left over, plus a couple other Tula scraps that I've thrown in this bin that you see off to my side. And basically I'm just taking random pieces of fabric, sewing them together to create something. I just finished making a whole bunch of half square triangles using the triangle on a roll, and it worked out really well. Focus. Yep, there we go. So I made a whole bunch of half square triangles, and now I'm just going to figure out how I want to put a block together using just random pieces. Yeah, humidity in the Pacific Northwest is much lower than Texas and other parts of the United States. Correct. That's why the air like heats up so quickly, but then also cools off so quickly. 92 to 101 here in Montgomery, Alabama. Goodness gracious, no thank you. Sewing with Luane asks a good question. Does the state fair have a quilt show? It's been so long, I forgot. So yes, it does. It is one of the things that you can enter into the State Fair of Texas. I'm planning on entering my Daydreamer. As soon as my Daydreamer quilt comes back, I'm gonna hang it up and get the wrinkles out of it as best as I can, and get it prepped, because I will be entering it into the State Fair of Texas. Now, unfortunately, I am not qualified in the State Fair of Texas to get Best in Show. I can win a blue ribbon, but I can't win Best in Show because my quilt was a two-person quilt, and due to the rules that the State Fair of Texas have, you cannot win Best in Show if it is a two-person quilt. I disagree with that rule, but it is their rule, and I will, of course, abide by it. So I will not be eligible for that Best in Show, but I am still eligible for a blue ribbon. So Terry says, I flew into DFW one August and arrived at 1 a.m. and it was still 95 degrees, no sun, just heat. Apps, that happens frequently. Rochelle says, how about an FPP block sew along sometime we could share on Instagram? It's possible. I checked out the Carnival Block of the Month for Tula, and they are sold out. I am on the wait list, so I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful, too, that they get some more. I am hopeful that they will get some more as well. See if I do. These are 2.5 inches. Yeah, these are 2.5 inches. So if I do 4.5 by 4.5, if I do a 4.5 by 4.5 inch block, should be able to fit 2 of these. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that, but let's find one that cuts nicely. So 4.5 by 4.5. 4.5. Yeah, we'll do this way. Do I want to do it that way, or do I want to do it this way? I'm just deciding. I'm talking to myself. Sorry, guys. I'm sitting here figuring out how I want to chop this. I think I want to do it like this. Too late now. Just started cutting. Too late to change my mind. Two-person quilt. Sue is asking two-person quilt. So I pieced the top of my quilt, and my quilter quilted it. So that is a two-person quilt. A lot of times in quilt shows, you will see two-person quilt. If you pieced it and you did the quilting, that is a one-person quilt. Only you worked on it. If it is a two-person quilt, then you and one other person worked on it. It could also be like if you and another person worked on the quilt top together and then you quilted it, that is still considered a two-person quilt. See you later, Judy. Take care. What if I did... Do you want the pink or whatever? Ooh, fire season, yeah. Fire season is no fun. I'm very thankful that I don't have to worry about that so much here. It does happen, but not as much as other places, of course. I think I'm going to do it that way. Ooh, come on. There we go. It did not want to work for a moment. My sewing machine was like, no, I don't want to sew. How dare you make me sew? We had a very wet spring, so everything bloomed, and now it's drying out, so it's going to be bad. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Didn't think about that. I hope everything turns out okay this year. Maybe because of the more water this year, maybe it will be a better year. Like maybe things are still wet enough that it won't be a bad year. That's one of the things as we were driving up to Portland, my friends were showing me where some fires had gone through. And that was like, they said it was 2 or 3 years ago, and it still looked pretty bad. Things were starting to come back, but there were still areas that were like, you could definitely tell it had happened. I'm just pressing these. Doing a great job of telling y'all exactly what I'm doing when I'm off camera, huh? I'm just currently pressing these seams open so that way they're not so bulky when I go to add these onto the blocks. I really liked this triangle in a roll. That really helped out a lot. Made it a lot faster. Now I just made some like flying geese looking blocks, so honestly I could have just made flying geese, but it's fun to kind of play around and see like what the options are. I kind of sat here for a moment thinking about like how did I want to use these, so I sat and played with directions for a moment, seeing what I wanted to do. I've been on the Cotton Cuts waiting list for a Ferris wheel, steampunk. Starting to think it's not going to happen. Don't lose faith yet. Don't lose faith yet, Katie. They are still trying to source it. They said that I think they said they were fairly confident they would be able to get some more. So hold on. And if you don't hear anything towards the end of the month, I would give them an email, help@cottoncuts.com. All right, let's sew this on really quick. Oops. Didn't quite start on the beginning like I had hoped. I kind of caught it a few stitches in instead of right on the edge, but that's all right. We've been on water restriction for 2 years, just got off, but we'll probably start them up again. Yeah, I can't even tell you the last time we weren't on water restrictions. It's been so long. Like, it's pretty much a standard thing now here that there is water restrictions every year. Which doesn't really, for me, doesn't really change anything because I don't have a yard. I live in an apartment. So it doesn't really affect me, but. Flinky Cheeky says, I'm not sure what's going on with Cotton Cuts and lavender. Apparently there's an email, but I have nothing. Make sure to check your spam folder. A lot of times emails like that will go into the spam filters for whatever reason. So there may be something in your spam filter. And you can always reach out to Cotton Cuts, send them an email, help@cottoncuts.com. I'm going to do these polka dots, but I need to iron this really quick because it is very wrinkly. Oops, and I just ironed a wrinkle in. All right, there we go. Yep, I've checked spam and junk, still nothing. I would say shoot them an email. see if you can get a hold of them that way. I know that they were trying to source, like it was not back ordered, but they've been dealing with some issues with shipping and all that kind of stuff. So probably what's going on, unfortunately. Oops, might help if I have the correct measurement. I'm trying to cut a square, and I was about to cut not a square. Two and a half by 2.5. I got an email about the lavender that shipment was delayed, stuck on a ship. Expected to have it before Clue 7. Thank you for the update, Anna. I always know if there is a fabric line that I like, the next release, I'm going to find a place on the East Coast to order it from, as here on the West Coast, all the good fabrics are sold out before we wake. Oh, goodness. Auntie L says, I'm doing the Vortex block of the month. I received month 1 and 3, but not 2, even though the tracking showed it was delivered. I reached Sorry about that, guys. My microphone died. No sound. I hear you now. I see you. I see you. I got it. Thank you. I'm back. Sorry about that, everyone. You should be able to hear now. It takes 30 seconds for my signal to go out. Gonna wait for everyone to come back. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Just making sure. You're back. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, good, good. It takes, there's a buffer of like 30 seconds between when something happens and when y'all see it. So no, it's my microphone died. The battery died on the first microphone that I had. So that's why it suddenly disappeared, was because my microphone died. Sorry about that, everyone. Back to the chatter. Jackie, give it a second. You're slightly behind. Donna, your reaction was probably... The moment I saw like no sound, I knew exactly what it was. I knew my microphone had died, but it was like, I gotta go grab the other one. So that's all it was. That's all it was. Sheila, you heard ticking before it was off. Uh-oh. Is there a bomb that I don't know about? Should have pressed this the other way, but we're going to go with it anyways. Yeah, as soon as I looked up and saw everybody saying, no sound, I was like, oh, I know what's wrong. I can fix it. I can fix it. It just took me a second. Don't worry, guys. You didn't miss anything important. I was just sitting here blabbering away. Blabbering away. I heard the ticking also, huh? That's interesting that y'all... I'm going to have to go back once the live is over with and see if I can hear what the ticking was. Because I can't hear my own audio, because then it would give feedback on my end. So it's interesting that y'all heard a ticking noise. I wonder if it's like some kind of built-in like notification so that like sound engineer... Because these microphones are intended for professional use. They're intended for, you know, on-stage events and stuff like that. So I wonder if like it's intended for the audio engineer to be able to tell when a microphone is going dead, if that's what the ticking noise was. I don't know. Go. I really should have pressed that a different way, but it's fine. Let's see. I think we all heard it. Next time we'll warn you. Good to know. Perfect. He can hear a ride breaking down, but he cannot hear his own mic. You are correct on that. You are correct on that. I cannot hear my microphone dying. Because I don't get to hear my own audio. Oh my gosh. So, funny story. One year, when I was working at that theme park, there was a New Year's Eve celebration. It was the first year that they were doing it, and they were calling it the New Year's Eve Bash. And so I've probably told this story before, but if you've heard it before, just hang on. So a lot of times when people are on stage, if they're musicians or if there's a reason that they need to hear audio back in their ears, they'll wear a pack that's called an in-ear system, and it's headphones that go into your ears. A lot of your musicians will wear them, and they've been specifically molded for their ear. We just had a pack that we used. We put our own headphones into them, and we were listening to them. So we're on stage. There's 3 people hosting, myself included, this New Year's Eve bash. We have microphones, so that way we can talk out to the audience. We have in-ears, so we can hear what's going on, and we also have another microphone, a lapel mic, so if we need to talk to our lapel mics would only go into like the sound engineer booth. So if we needed to talk to the other 2 hosts or people in the tech booth, we could be Secret Service and be like, hey, blah, 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 without the rest of the audience hearing it. And so the 3 of us are on stage talking to each other, and we're talking through the microphones, and people are just like starting to laugh kind of hysterically, and we're all kind of 3 looking at each other going like, what's going on? Because what we're saying is really not that funny. It's just kind of, chitter chatter and all that kind of stuff. And we're like, what is going on? And finally somebody pulls their in-ear out. Our sound engineer had tweaked it so we sounded like the Chipmunks. So unbeknownst to us, in our in-ears, it sounds normal. It sounds like nothing is different. But the moment you pull the in-ears out, you hear us sounding like chipmunks. Sound engineers for you. Anyways, all right, so this is what it looks like right there. I think I'm going to quickly do maybe like a border of butterflies, and then I think I'm going to call this block good. Do I have enough? Nope, I don't have enough of this. I'm making a huge mess, is what I'm doing. I'm making a really big mess. I think I'm going to use these. It sounded similarly to a metronome. Interesting. Figured it was the washer coming through. That's funny. All right, Candy, take care of yourself. I'm so sorry that you have a headache today. I hope you get to feeling better. Engineering humor, absolutely. Sound engineering at its finest. It was pretty funny. Like, I give him... It's funny because I'm still friends with him. And he was having a grand old time out there. I was like, really? Really, dude? You're going to make us sound like the Chipmunks and not even, like, let us know that we sound that way? It was funny. Flaky Cheeky, I'm trying new thread. Wonderful confetti. It's a little fuzz prone. I have not tried that before, so I have no input to that, unfortunately. Oops. Flaky Cheeky says, I sound like a chipmunk on helium without a sound engineer's assistance. Oh my goodness. It's 3-ply cotton and not as snap prone as Aurifil. Good to know. May have to add that to the list of things that I need to check out. Ooh, this is going to be a really big block. Whoops. We're just going to go for it. We are just going to go for it. I can make 2. I'm sitting here thinking like, I can make at least 2 of those. I'm sitting here playing, that's what's happening. Do I have any larger pieces? I don't think I do. Oh, here's the whole, oh, whoops, oh well. Oh well. I would love to make some bigger pieces at the end. Wonder if I could use these. I'm just throwing scraps everywhere. Oh, wait. Can I, these are kind of thin. I don't know what I'm doing. It's hard to think that summer vacation is almost over. Schools are back in session on the 19th of July or 19th of August? Let's do one of these. Right. Flaky Cheeky says 19th of July? Are you really? Are you sure? Oh shoot. I don't have enough. Yeah, 19th of July. Wow. Crazy. Maybe I could do it out of this. Oh, I lost my iPad again. But I don't have enough. I messed up, guys. I messed up. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. Because I don't have any more of that. You like watching me struggle? Because that's what's happening right now. My grandkids go back on the 31st of July. Wow, what happened to starting school after the Labor Day? I don't know. It's crazy. Okay, it's not gonna be a square block, it's gonna be a weird block. That's what's happening. And I'm kind of in this real jagged. Real jagged. This is going to be like a monstrous block. I did not realize I was making it so big until it was too late. Whoops. Oopsie doopsies. Sorry. It's fine. The fun part will be trying to figure out how to put all this together when it's all said and done. That's going to be the fun part. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to fit all of it, because a lot of these pieces are square. I don't know how I'm going to fit this in there, but I'll figure something out. I will figure it out somehow. It's going to happen. Couldn't find my ruler for a moment. Thank you, Donna. I do appreciate it. Thumbs up on YouTube do help my channel. They help all content creators out. So if you have a chance and you do like what you're seeing, if you would take a moment, I would appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up. That really, I know every single content creator ever on YouTube asks for it, but it really does help us out a lot, because it lets YouTube know that you like what you're seeing, and then YouTube will share it with other people as well. Yeah, that works. Lynn said when I was, or excuse me, Sewing with Wayne says when I was in Dallas, if there was even a hint of snow, the first kids to call the radio station and see if it was closed were from Richardson. So it was like a Dallas joke. Absolutely. What's funny is a lot of the places that I worked for would close, like if the school district closed, they would work off of what the school district was doing. So we always paid attention to what the school district was doing, because most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time when the school district closed, our place of business would also close. Not all the time, though. There were a couple of exceptions where we, the employees, were like, hey, we're like, the schools are closed, and the business was like, yep, that's true, but we're going to be open. And it was like, what? Very confusing sometimes. Oh, it's moving my can. Great. Thank you guys. Appreciate it so much. Oh, maybe they're, maybe Donna's hasn't refreshed. Okay, this is a ginormous block. Like, really big block. Probably too big, to be completely honest, but that's all right. I actually cannot see on my screen what the count is, because I don't have that information usually set up. Or maybe everybody just suddenly hit the thumbs up button and that's why it jumped. All right, let me iron this. We'll take a look at it and then we'll end for today, I think. Yeah, this is a gigantic block. Ginormous. Ooh, and I just ironed a wrinkle in. How awesome. That was a good one, Ian. got a little pucker there because yeah, it's a little pucker, but that's fine. All right, so here is our big, ginormous block. Big block that I made accidentally. Oh, thank you, Wendy. I appreciate that. Actually, that's, I think, kind of upside down because we got the Cheshire Cat upside down there. Yes, she will be live. Teresa Louise will be live today. She goes live at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So there's our block. There is our ginormous, huge, gigantic block that measures way too big. It is over 18 inches by 17 inches. Big. Big block. All right. So we made that block today. We've made this block today. These are the two blocks that we worked on today. And by the royal we, I mean we. I mean me. It would make a nice pillow. I hadn't thought about that. Maybe it'll make it an accompanying pillow to go along with the quilt at some point. All right, I think that's gonna do it. Next weekend, let me check my calendar really quick. I wanna check the calendar for next weekend. That's what I thought. I believe I am going to be sewing with Leo Ransom and Donna next week on Sunday. Make sure to check out my social media. I'm going to try and update everybody on Instagram, and I'll do my best to do a community post here on YouTube. So make sure to check out my channel and see what's going on. Maybe I'll do a dual broadcast. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have all the details down. I need to talk with Donna and Leo to figure out what's going on, but I may not be here on Sunday. I may be with Donna and Leo Ransom doing something over with them. So just keep an eye on my channel. If I'm going to go live on a different day, I will do my best to get a post up there so you know what day I'm going live and where it's going to be and all that kind of stuff. So make sure to check that out. Stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification icon. That'll keep you updated every time I go live or post a new video here on YouTube. I hope everybody has a great Sunday, and thank you so much for joining me for just hanging out and sewing as we just sew some fabric together. Hope everybody has a great day, and remember guys, normal's just the setting on the dryer. I'll see you all very soon. Now I gotta find the button. Okay, I think I found it this time. Bye everyone.